Let's check out the starters for the Creamline Cool Smashers. You have Panaga, De Leon, you have Phillips, Palma, Sabete, Saet, Vansicle, Pablo, and Barbon as their libero. And at last, Neil, we are set to begin this one, the much-awaited, long-standing rivalry, and we begin. The first point will go to the Petro Gazz Angels.
For Petro Gazz, and as for Creamline, Bernadette Pons will be the starting outside hitter, and Eliza Valdez will be coming off the bench.
And by the way, Tots Carlos did not play in their encounter last November 16 earlier in their first encounter. That one actually went into Creamline's way. It ended in straight sets in favor of the Cool Smashers. Let's see if they will be able to do that again tonight. It was back in November, so already
about the fresh energy of Kyle Negrito, who is stepping up for Creamline, eager to take the reins. She told me that in about 60 to 70% of Creamline's past championship clashes,
going head-to-head against Chisaet, who's so familiar matching up against Creamline.
Well, we always say that setters are the glue that connects the first touch and the third touch of every sequence.
4 serving 5 here. Phillips with a quick one. And that sails out, so point goes to the Angels.
Really go for these drop balls.
She is ready to steer the wheel this time para sa Creamline Cool Smashers. This time tosses to Galanza. Saet will set it up. Vansicle as it goes down for Brooke Vansicle.
MVP numbers, lalo na pagdating sa mga crucial games.
Negrito got a tap and will send up a free ball. Saet sets up the play to Pablo, and that drops eventually, so point for Petro Gazz to cut the lead down to 2 points.
The importance of balance pagdating sa production, and itong double substitution will always give Petro Gazz a 3-woman hitter formation.
An attack of Galanza kept alive by Petro Gazz. It goes back to the white shirts. Carlos Cheng is now in the game, able to save it. Play continues. It's now Petro Gazz's turn. Maizo Pontillas dug by Pons. We have a long rally alert ended by Brooke Vansicle to tie the game up at 16 all.
Bernadette Pons was steady as a rock.
18 serving 17. Cheng on the setup to Musa. That was read by the blockers of Creamline, but Vansicle won't be denied.
But if it's a single block against PVS, mas may hirapan sila to get those digs. Jelly Temperatura, on the other hand, has been steady as well for Petro Gazz, and Jonas Sabete
is back in the game. One hand set, and it works. Back to a 1-point game. Negrito goes to Pons, shut down. And Jonas Sabete likes that play. We resume play here as Petro Gazz now on top by 2. Carlos, that's what you'd like to see after a timeout if you're Coach Sherwin, to do serving duties for Creamline. It's a good first ball by Pablo. It goes back to her, but dug by Gemma Galanza. Here comes Pons. Barbon with the pickup. Saet goes back row. Attack of Vansicle was too strong, and Creamline couldn't handle that one as the Angels go back up by 2.
And just too much close the opening set.
Negrito goes back to Carlos on a better attack.
Carlos finding the right angle. That last hit going down the line.
Put up by Coach Sherwin.
Whoa, that's a new play in the Petro Gazz playbook.
Creamline only down by 1 point. Saet goes to the running MJ Phillips, who had a good vantage point from the top.
Yun yung pinaka-amazing.
Possibly a momentum breaker as well, because Coach Sherwin already used up his 2 timeouts. Let's see what they do here. Galanza down the line, saved by Sabete. Chance, they go to Van Sickle, blocked. Recovered by Sabete. Free ball. And PVL will put it away.
Receive ko, atake ko.
Courtesy of Eliza Valdez, 23-24. That's in. Saet goes to Van Sickle for the finisher. Off the block and out as Petro Gazz draws first blood and takes set number 1.
Well, Brooke Van Sickle will always be the finisher for Petro Gazz, and alam na natin na pag crucial situation, G-Side will...
As we begin set number 2 here on One Sports, on One Sports Plus, on RPTV and on Pilipinas Live. Dip Pianco together with Neil Flores covering this one.
Ang bilis pa rin ng palo ni BVS. Now she will score off that ace.
Helping out her team.
So far, Petro Gazz has been controlling the net. They're getting a lot of kill blocks against the attackers of the Cool Smashers, and they're also getting numbers.
7 serving 3 here in set number 2. Kumabaw. Van Sickle able to chase. Saet sets up Pablo. That clips the net.
Phillips and Jonas Sabete returning, plus Saet leading the charge. Brooke believes time has worked in their favor. Today they're here with experience, resilience, and a strong presence on the court. Now after all that persistence, let's get back to set 2, and on cue, Brooke gets that point.
Thank you, Alexis, for that report. 10 points now, but still a 3-point lead for Petro Gazz. This time, Saet goes to Van Sickle. Pons able to keep it up. Valdez is blocked by MJ Phillips.
MJ Phillips just saw that set from a while away. It's another broken play.
They go back to her. Valdez checked. Panaga with no choice but to give up a free ball. Saet goes to Musa and still found a way to score. Saet with a serve. Good first ball by Valdez. Negrito to Bernardo, but it doesn't connect. Coach Koji wants to make sure that this run of Creamline will be halted. And it starts with that play. Sickle with a serve. She's got 10 points in the game. Pons. Sharp hit, but Van Sickle able to save. Negrito to Pons again with a tip. Kept alive. And another send over. Kyle to Bernardo. Wala pa rin. Saet. Sabete. As it drops for Jonas Sabete.
You know, we really have to credit the floor defense of the Petro Gazz Angels.
Meanwhile, for Creamline, they're still down by 4. And Bernardo gets a service ace for Petro Gazz. Another good serve. Pablo. And Creamline can't keep it up as Pablo scores.
Double sub again for Coach Koji. Oh, and an ace. He served up.
The lead down to just 2. Cheng sets up Phillips. Attacking from the left. Valdez does the same. Off the block and the point. And Creamline down by only 1.
Somebody has to lead this Creamline team, and we know that iba pa rin pag nasa loob ang isang Eliza Valdez. These are impact points from the phenom herself, and
by the Cool Smashers as Pons continues to serve well. Cheng sets up Pablo in a much-needed point for Petro Gazz. PVL serving. Cheng. Van Sickle sent back. Liza Pontillas. What a hit.
Also one of the seasoned veterans for Petro Gazz, sharing her playing time.
Kyle, better setup this time. Valdez with the push. That is going to Bernardo on another hit. unable to set up a play. And Van Sickle, 1-point game. Cheng, Van Sickle this time won't be stopped. 21-19. That is a bit tight. Valdez, tough one. They go to Sabete. And Creamline won't reach as the Angels are back up by 3. Tots Carlos back in the game to replace Michelle Gumabao. Valdez kept up. Saet goes back to Jonah. Saved by Pons. Carlos denied by the Angels. And Sabete has been stellar at the net.
She's been delivering the points for the Petro Gazz Angels across all.
For Jonah Sabete. And 9 points in total. And Eliza Valdez will get a point for Creamline to cut the lead down to 3.
Against the front line of Petro Gazz, Sabete, Musa, and BVS.
Tough one-hand set chance for Creamline. Negrito to Pons. Pons. And Atienza made sure that she would get out of the way because that ball was gonna go out.
Successful.
Atienza. Almost an ace. Broken play. Naibalik. Saet. Nilipat to Van Sickle. And down it goes for Brooke Van Sickle.
Creamline has to get a good pass.
12 points now for BVS. Pons.
With 9 markers.
Not yet over. 1 set point saved. Saet to Pablo. Back with Petro Gazz. Valdez. Negrito chases. And that will drop as Creamline unable to keep the ball up. And the Petro Gazz Angels are up 2 sets to none.
Wasn't the strongest of hits from Rania Musa. She just wanted to target that end line. That shank pass from Eliza Valdez will give Petro Gazz a 2 sets to none lead.
As we welcome you back to our coverage here on One Sports and One Sports Plus on Pilipinas Live and on RPTV.
She has now entered in double digits as well with 10 points.
The stretch coming from Saet. Sabete does the same. They go back to Jonah. Off the block. 12 points for BVS. Add to her total for that service ace.
Serves from the Petro Gazz Angels.
And another one. Back-to-back service aces delivered by Brooke Van Sickle. Getting ready to serve 2-4 here in set number 3. Barbon with the pickup. They go to Sabete.
Their unforced errors. Now can Creamline cut the bleeding and extend to set 4? We'll find out in a few. Back to you, Dipinil.
Thank you, Alexis, for that report. Let's see whose mental toughness will edge out the other here in set number 3. Right now, the Angels still ahead by that they are showing.
Petro Gazz has been getting a lot of numbers also from their middle blockers. You have to credit the connection of Chi Saet.
4-6 again. Saet. 1-2. Negrito sets up Pons. Finds the mark. 6-7. BVS. Dug by De Leon. Valdez will attack. Back with Petro Gazz. Another one for Van Sickle. This time as it sails into the stands. A point. Back inside the Inares Center in Antipolo for the match between Creamline and Petro Gazz semifinals. Still looking good and sharp here. Creamline looking for answers. Attack picked up by Sabete. Valdez saves that one. Carlos on a cross-court hit. They have to get her going here if they want to have a shot Van Sickle on the push. And it works.
She's been scoring off of ad-lib plays.
That it's all business. The eyes of the Cool Smashers. Sabete. The dive by Pons. Sayet keeps it up. That is over for Musa. Joust on the side of Creamline. Carlos with a rejection, and she goes for the serve. Tempiatura on the setup. Sabete with some power on that swing. Back set, Sabete. Wow.
A bullet from Jonah Sabete.
But Carlos will serve. Good first pass coming from Barbon. Sabete off the block.
Romayla Pablo.
13-15. Sayet goes to Phillips. Popped up. Play continues. Nice save from Van Sickle. Atienza goes to Pons. Blocked again. Gumaba with some power. A strong hit.
Talking about the Cool Smashers.
3 straight points. It has all come from the service of Valdez. Making it hard for Petro Gazz to set up. Pons for the tie. Oh! In straight sets was back in March 16 of last year, 2024, against Cheritigo. It's been quite a while. That was, I think, the 2024 All-Filipino Conference.
That might be affecting her game right now. And we know that Nicole Tiabzon is also a steady defender in the back row.
Van Sickle, that drops. Bea De Leon gets set to serve. Cheng now back as the setter. Van Sickle with another one. 1 point game. That is back with Creamline. Banks wants it again. And we know why.
Their coverage is there, so she just keeps on swinging.
19 all, full front line for Petro Gazz. Let's see what Creamline does. They go to Pons.
From Negrito and Pons.
Leads all Creamline scorers. The lone player actually with double-digit scoring. Carlos this time. Blocked, but it sails out. Sayet goes middle to Musa. That's a much-needed point. Momentarily silencing the crowd. That is blocked. Back-to-back points for the Angels to cut the lead down to 2.
Petro Gazz will now rely on the heavy serve.
Set to serve for the set. Broken play. Pablo denied. Not yet over. And the Cool Smashers extend this one. So that is over. We begin set number 4 here on One Sports, on One Sports Plus, on Pilipinas Live, and on RPTV. Dip Dipianco alongside Neil Flores calling this one. And we have Alexis Tinsay, who will continue to give us the update at the start of set number 3. Up until the pressure got to them and they couldn't respond. That falls.
Double digits for Coach Koji.
Panaga off the block. Sayet. Oh, good play as they connect. Off speed.
Oh, that's good.
Kept alive. They cut the lead down to a single point. Sayet looks at her options, goes to Phillips. Been a while.
She will give her 100% as it took her 6 weeks to recover from her injury with only upper body strength for 2 months. A blessing for her. She got the chance to go right back in time for the semifinals.
Negrito goes to Valdez. Popped up by Sabete. They go to Van Sickle. Cross court. Side. And Phillips able to draw a blocker. Instead, they go to Van Sickle for that open hit. De Leon with a nice serve and another ace. As he delivers a point for Creamline. Whether you're up 2 sets already, we've seen that many times. Musa able to score. Petro Gazz, may tulong pa nga nung net eh. Galanza. Extension from Pablo. Van Sickle with her left. A transfer, a reverse to Jonas Abete.
She's just reminding everybody that she is still an option in the right pin, even in broken plays. We're seeing a lot of sets papunta kay Brooke Van Sickle. But when you take a look at the efficiency of Jonas Abete, mataas din eh. So pwede mo rin siya bigyan ng bola. Zone 1 has been the target of the Cool Smashers.
Here in set number 4. Sayet to Van Sickle had to take a double step. Had to regather. Van Sickle will serve. That clips the net, and it lands as an ace for Brooke Van Sickle. 9 points. Takes that ball up. They go to Carlos, and she scores. So we resume action. Pons with a serve. Sayet with a setup. Sabete waits for it.
Great game.
Nakabawi, no, after that round 1. But this time it's Creamline who are playing catch-up and also hoping that this goes into 5. But Petro Gazz are still up by 6. Make that 7. 7-point advantage for Petro Gazz. Valdez will try to wake her team up. She goes middle to Phillips. The reaction there from Negrito. But a chance here for Petro Gazz. Phillips again. Read by the blockers. Nilipat kay Pablo. Pons picks it up. Toss with the attack. Can the score?
They will try to get the same result here in set number 4.
And I think this was pretty much the score line that happened. Another run earlier in set 3. They were down 11-15. Scored 4 straight points before Coach Koji called for time. This time, an earlier timeout.
She's the type of player na hindi kailangan ng playing time.
Yeah.
Pero kailangan siya dun sa crucial stretches ng game to score points.
Like what you said, also na fresh, no? Has obviously rested a lot and has fresh legs here in set number 4 together with Janelle Cheng making their adjustments. Cheng to Pablo. Galanza couldn't control. We saw this substitution earlier, putting in Nicole Tiamzon to serve. This time it's in. Bump set by Galanza to Gumabaw. That is inside for Mitch Gumabaw from winning this one and getting their first win in the semifinals. That is set back, but they can't be too excited. Not like in the third set. Cheng on the bump. That's high enough for Van Sickle to reload, and Musa to get those wins. But it'll be a tougher route. Set back. Play continues. Van Sickle steps back. Kept alive by Creamline. Valdez. Aiza Pontilla sets up Brooke, who swings and scores and puts Petro Gazz up by 8. 9 match points. 1 saved by BDL as they only need 1 more point. And it ends with a service error by Bea De Leon, and the Petro Gazz Angels get this one in 4 sets.
They also get on the board alongside the Akari Chargers. That's win number 1 for the Petro Gazz.